Hello, hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Well, I guess you've never really been here, but viewers, welcome back to the Jimothy show. Today, I have a very special guest. This here is Colin Blanton. Look at him. He's so strong.
No,
Yikes.
I'm not. Don't lie to me.
Come on. No, I'm being serious. Look at that. Wow. Ah. Bro,
Well, how was your day?
my day. My day. What did I even do? I went to school. Learned some things. We had an engineering assignment, which was like 10 assignments to do, which was ridiculous, and they were like 5 questions each. Took me the whole block to do, so that was a low point. But a high point of the day was coming home and having 7-layer Mexican dip for dinner. Can I hear
Oh,
your
that sounds
lows?
good.
I know. Can I hear your lows and highs of the day? I'm trying to hear.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, unfortunately, these past week and a half has been really rough for me mentally. You know, I had seasonal depression and stuff like that. It starts or whatnot. And I'm not trying to make this whole thing about that. But long story short, some things are kicking in. Eating disorders are kicking in,
No.
and anxiety is kicking in, and
Dang.
my really lowest low was from the end of band class to like the first half of practice.
What about anything in particular that like made that so difficult? If you mind my asking.
It's something that's not really, I don't really want to say
Sure.
right
Okay. No,
now,
of course, bro. Of course. Don't worry about it.
but
How was your
it,
high of the day?
oh, my highest
Well, no,
was
continue what you're saying. I
after,
just didn't want you to talk about something you didn't
oh,
want to.
okay. It's okay. It's just my anxiety was really bad and it was scaring me.
Mm.
But my highest high was when I got after that, we were, repping the last set of the ballad, and I finally hit the high note that and actually made it really beautiful. And
Ooh,
that was that was my highest moment of the day.
that's really cool, man, bro. So there's a lot of cool moments in the show. For
I
those
know.
people who don't know, me and Colin, we are in marching band together. We both play the trumpet. We both play the same thing, same part. Just adding some context for the viewers who may not know you. But we
And
both go to school
I'm
together.
I'm a section leader too, so
He leads me. I'm just his little puppet, a little marionette on the string. Speaking of school, though, these school elections, I keep hearing everyone talk about them, and I don't know what they're for. I voted today, and I don't want to say who I voted for because I couldn't make people mad if the truth was out.
I I voted for some people too, and I think school elections is just a really fun way to engage with the school.
Mm-hmm.
Some people they think school elections are just like about power and stuff like that, and I think it's just a good way to just connect with the school and make the school more,
Personal.
have its own vibe. Because you know how high school movies and stuff like that with like all of that elections and football games and all this stuff. It just makes you in the school spirit. It makes you want to be
It
there. It
makes you
makes
feel
you
like a
like,
student.
yeah, it makes you feel like an actual student. It doesn't make you feel like a prison. So I feel like
Prison.
student elections are just fun. It's just a little quirky thing that high schools do, and I think it's just enjoyable, honestly.
I'm a fan of them. I like seeing everyone's little cheesy Instagram
Yes,
stories they put up, and
me
like the
too.
little
Me
slogans
too.
they make. I keep saying to just random people, I'll be like, hey, vote for me, senior class president, even though I'm not even running. And they're like, oh, don't worry, I got you. Just,
Do you know what Shanghai's phrase is?
I think I saw it, but I forgot.
It's 4-8 and still great. I love
For
that.
eight still.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It must be hard living life as like a smaller person.
Look, apparently it's not that bad.
Really?
It's what I've been told because most of my friends are really short.
Mm.
But I was told it's not that bad. You
Really?
know, tiny
Well,
places. I don't have to worry. They don't have to worry about fitting into places.
and you get a cool slogan for free if you ever run for president.
That too.
For
That
it's
too.
still great. And have,
I love that.
have you ever thought about what your laws would be if you were president? Like, well, if you passed the first law, as realistic or as silly as you like, what would your first 200 or 100-day thing be out the gate?
Well, my first law, knowing me, would be a joke. It would be an absolute joke. I think as a president, I would try to instill not even a law, but just instill something to lighten up the mood, to make people happy, or at least to make people like, find a sense of humor.
Mandatory silly hat day.
Honestly, like something as silly as that. But like, if we're being serious, laws, I would, I would have to make schools have a certain amount of funding just for like resources, as in like textbooks, computers, food, stuff like
Right.
that. Because there's a lot of
School
schools
food.
out there that are dealing with, outdated, textbooks,
Mm.
outdated equipment, poor food, and it's just I feel like
It's
some
rough.
people, yeah, and some people go to school to escape whatever home life they have sometimes, and I feel like making that school just as rough or even rougher doesn't really give them a moment to escape.
Mm. I didn't
Just
think
it
about
helps
that.
with mental health.
It just improves quality of life overall.
Yes, it does.
That's
It
that's that's,
does.
that's a really good policy. I would vote for you. Hearing
Oh,
that,
really?
yeah. But I'm already voting for myself since I'm senior class president. No, I'm sorry. I have a textbook in my math class, and it was checked out first in 2002.
Oh, what
But
math do you take?
it's AP Stats with Miss Cole. It's not bad so far. I mean, you just write down the data set in the calculator, and it does all the work for you. Thus far, it is not difficult. I think last year's class was harder so far, which was Algebra 3. But that's just a personal thing.
I
Um,
think Algebra
yeah.
3 was really cool. I think it was fine. What I didn't like was Algebra 2.
What?
I don't like Algebra 2 at
what's
all.
what's the difference? I forget.
Algebra 2 is like you're learning a lot of new different algebra ways or whatnot, apparently. And like Algebra 3 is just reinforcing that.
Mm,
But my problem was I learned Algebra 2 during COVID.
that's what I'm
So,
thinking.
and I was in the advanced class. So it was really hard to keep up with a teacher that just didn't know how to work.
And just assume that you already knew a whole year's worth of knowledge previously.
Yep.
It's not a good
It was
situation to be in.
right.
I was in a similar spot. I took Spanish 1 over the Zoom year.
Ew.
It was like my first block of the class, first morning class, first block,
Ew.
and I would just fall asleep. I couldn't help it. I would lay in bed and I would just have the Chromebook on, camera off, so sleepy. Spanish 2 rolls around. I'm in a world of hurt. I don't know what's going on, but the good thing is no one else in the class does either. Because everyone was in the same boat as I was.
Right. I think that's funny. I slept through most of my Zoom classes during COVID year.
Mm.
I passed the most. I passed all of them though, like with A's. But it's just I slept through most of them, and I just pretty much just taught myself a lesson.
Yeah, I know what you mean because the modules would just be listed there
Right.
and you could just read through them. Those, the, the daily Zoom calls are very unnecessary, I gotta say. I wish their every other day were like optional, but then no one would go, I guess. What are your thoughts on Zoom call as a
I feel like
presentation?
making Zoom calls mandatory kind of like doesn't make me want to do Zoom calls. Like it's my own personal space. I'm in my own home. I don't want to feel obligated to like turn my camera on for a grade.
Yeah, it's
You
ridiculous.
know?
They'd be catching me shirtless, and I have to.
Oh no, I was always shirtless during Zoom calls. I actually used to turn my camera on in my criminal investigations class, or at the time it was law enforcement, health and well-being. I believe so.
Yeah,
Or it was a criminal investigations class unit type thing,
sure.
and we were all really homey with the teacher and all that other stuff, and we all were really close. And that was the one class I actually enjoyed going to because we would literally get off on a tangent and just like talk about whatever because her intentional plan was to end up looping back and making that like a lesson, because she's a really good teacher.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, she got fired because the principal of Eastside didn't like her, but
Rough.
she she was a really good teacher. She always found a way to loop any type of conversation back into a lesson.
Mm. Those are the best where you have like an
Yeah,
open
and it was
dialogue between
right,
as peer to
right.
peer, peer to teacher
Yes.
but you're all on equal grounds.
It was always class-led discussions,
Mm-hmm.
and it was always lectures, but they really weren't lectures. It was just you were talking, and you were, we had, practical tests. We had a couple of written tests, but it wasn't like I'm following the curriculum. It was more like I'm teaching you what I believe you should know.
Mm.
That's why she's such a respected teacher.
It's a shame to lose her, bro. Were you, if she had not been fired, would you have had her again this year? Or
Yes, I would.
I got you.
I have criminal investigations, which is my fourth track, and my fourth class in that track. And right now we have what we call detective, because it's kind of been a running trend to call whoever in this type of class by their command, because there's another teacher at Eastside. Her name is Captain Rosensky, and everyone there calls her Captain.
Captain.
Right. We call Chief Chilton Chief, and now we call Detective Moore Detective. You see the theme there?
I don't know anything about Eastside at all. I'm very new to all of it.
It's just a technical school. And Chief was an Eastside teacher stationed in Creek.
Mm.
So her class was Eastside and we ran through Eastside. So Dr. Mills had no say-so over what she did in her class.
Right. Since it was a separate school, it was just
Yep.
being held in Tate's Creek.
Mm-hmm.
That's logical.
And it was just fun. I really enjoyed it. It was like one of the few classes I felt like I could, actually be open and talk to people.
That's a relief for us. It's always good to have those little moments of vocalness in a classroom setting. I remember during 2020, one of my teachers lost power to their house mid-lesson, and so for like 2 minutes, the class just sat there, like 27 participants, all with their cameras off, muted. No one said a word, because we were just like, we didn't know what to do in this situation. Like, it was horrible. And so eventually, me and I believe it was Victor. I've never really met the person in real life, but some individual named Victor Zamora started talking back and forth in a public lobby full of classmates that we hadn't met. We're just talking. We're like, hey, what do we do? Do we get to leave? Because like that doesn't happen in real life, and it was a confusing scenario.
Right. I think that's funny. I do think that's funny, because like stuff like that kind of opens up, the classes. Yeah. And then you start to actually like want to start talking to them, and you just talk to them more, and then there you have like friendships.
And then the world is beautiful, it's butterfly effect.
But it doesn't always work like that.
Oh,
there are some people that it doesn't always work like that. It really doesn't.
Don't be so negative.
I'm not being negative, I'm being realistic, There's always going to be some people that don't like you, and it's just like you could be, well, my uncle, what my uncle told me was, you could be the sweetest peach on the tree, and some people just don't like peaches. You get what I'm saying?
That's smart. That's wise.
So I really stopped worrying about, people, liking me or not.
I know what you're saying. I used to be so concerned in how people perceived me. Do you remember me in middle school?
I do.
Me and Colin
you were really quiet.
School, I was very meek. And then I think I just randomly, it might have been like a year or two ago, I just kept telling myself that I was the GOAT. And I was just like, you're the best person on the earth. I was just saying stuff like that in my head all day, 24/7, and eventually I tricked myself into believing it, and here I am now, out of my shell. It's weird how brains work.
You're still the GOAT. I mean, everyone that I know that knows you loves you. I don't think there's a single person that doesn't like you.
I have no haters.
You have no haters. You have no odds.
Sometimes I imagine that everyone's against me in my head just to make me grind harder.
No, everyone loves you, and you're just an icon, honestly.
Icon. That's a big claim.
I'm just saying.
I was thinking
it's
you're
true.
more iconic than I was. I don't know.
In the comments, people are gonna comment, yeah, you're an icon.
Icon. Maybe I've been less and less talkative lately. I don't know. It's gotta be. But when I'm at school, I'm just not really saying much. I'm just listening to my tunes. In the morning, I used to just talk to people. But lately, I've just been sitting down at a table, just drawing, just little scribbles on a piece of paper, listen to music. It's peaceful, but it's
Yeah.
just like I don't know what's up lately. Do you like to draw, or what were you gonna say? Sorry to cut you off.
I love to draw. I used to love to draw actually. I stopped liking it because I didn't want it to be like a career.
Mm.
You know, I didn't want it to become
You
stressful.
didn't want to do a hobby? Come on.
No. Oh, hobby's different.
Mm.
I would do it on the side, but I just don't think it's something I do anymore.
Right, as like an animator.
Right.
Animating
I
stuff.
have old drawings, but they're in my shed right now, so I don't feel like getting up and
Oh no,
finding them.
don't worry about it.
But I would show you, some of my old drawings. I used to be heavy into anime.
Really? I think I
Yeah.
remember that phase. Was that early freshman year?
Yeah.
Me and Colin know each other. We knew each other for a long time.
Yeah, for a while.
Ever since like 6th grade, wasn't it?
No, I've known you since 8th grade.
Really? Oh, it feels even earlier. Oh, you're right. It was 8th grade. It feels like we've known each other forever because it's been done so many things. But
Yeah.
speaking of drawing, I have a little game I'd like to play if you're down.
Oh Lord. Okay.
This would be my favorite thing to do.
Okay.
It makes me laugh every time. And I haven't even done it yet. It's so bright. Okay.
Are you trying to play Scribble.io?
No, not exactly. Are you familiar with Microsoft Paint?
Yes.
Okay. Are you familiar with the game I'm about to play?
No.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
On my show, so just a funny little segment. I like to draw like a little. I like to draw a mutual person that we both know, and you have a minute to guess it, and I have a minute to draw it. And it's just supposed to be silly, and it's kind of a fun break.
A person we both know?
Yeah, a person we both know, mutual person we both know. Maybe friend, maybe enemy. I don't think we have many enemies, but I don't know. Can you see my screen right now? Can you see this?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Yes,
good.
I can.
I was just making sure. Well, if that's all right with you, I'm going to. I need to think of someone actually. I was about to press start, but let's think here. Okay. I've got them in mind. You ready? I'm gonna press start.
I'm ready.
All right. 1 minute now. Okay. So they have this kind of cut, and they're like, and then okay, that's so
Kevin.
far. No, not Kevin.
Okay.
Not Kevin. And then it's like, and okay, and then.
Is that Quinn?
How'd you know it was Quinn? I didn't even.
It's the jaw. It's the
It's
jaw.
the
It's the
jaw.
jaw. The jaw.
33 seconds. You
Yeah.
guessed Quinn. I was about
It's
to.
the jaw and the hair.
I was about
just-
to fill all his hair in with the tool bucket, and then that would have really made you guess it was Quinn.
Yeah. I just knew because Quinn has a distinct jaw that like nobody else has.
I wonder if he'll see this and talk to me about it, because he's talked to me in the past about some previous episodes that he watched, and he's like, "Keep up the good work," and he's just being supportive, and I wonder what his reaction to this will be, because it doesn't look that much like him. That could
Do
be
another
anyone.
one. Do another one.
I gotcha.
I want to do another one.
This is a fun game. I like to animate. Well, I don't like to animate, but I animate sometimes. I have a little show I'm working on.
Okay.
It's a long time coming, bro. It's been working on it for maybe a couple months now. I have like a minute of it done out of 9. But anyway, it's a little side tangent. I didn't think of someone new. Trying to think of someone that we would both know, that the fans might know, just to keep them included. Okay. I think I've got it. 1 minute starts now. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's not. It's not even like him. Okay, and then it's like, oh no, this is not even accurate. Okay, no. Come, you got me nervous.
No, I'm just watching.
Okay, and then, wait, no, yeah, and then it's, and then it's like,
Is that Cunningham?
Yeah. You got
The
it.
Cowlick.
You got it
The
in
Cowlick
30.
got me.
The little hair point. You got it
Yeah,
in
the hair
30.
point.
You got it in 30 seconds.
I love this so much.
It's a fun
Is this
game.
like an accurate representation of him?
This is how I would draw him if I ever had to like animate him. This would be Cunningham.
This is what you would do if you would draw your demons.
My demons. If I were drawing my demons, I would draw a mirror. I'm just being silly.
Speaking of Cunningham, we cannot find that like
The
part to go
the
at all.
go? What?
Yeah, we can't find it, and he's argued with me on it, and I'm just like, I don't even know where it's gone. I handed the parts up, and I just don't know where it's went.
For those people who don't know, Mr. Cunningham is me and Colin's band teacher, and in class recently he handed out a piece of music for us to play, and me and some other trumpets got this got a couple of sheets of music to play, and at the end of class he had us hand it back in, and all the trumpets handed theirs down the line like they're supposed to. Well, second trumpet part goes missing next class, and no one knows where it is, and we still can't find it. So we had to play from memory. It was like me and Cameron, I think it was Diego, all playing this song from memory.
Meanwhile, we've only played the song once, and the last time we played it before that was like last year.
Last year, because I don't know why we didn't do it. It didn't sound that bad last year. Man. There were issues, but I think we could have pulled it off. Let's just go. It was an experiment.
Well, I'd much rather take Go than
He
whatever
Validea.
music that we got.
That
Oh my
was
god,
weird. I forgot what it was called. Haven Dance.
Haven Dance. It's like a Hazo Jr. song because I don't like it.
I think that one part in the middle with the it's all the trumpets going. It's just me and Cameron doing that with the woobins going. I think it's kind of fun to play that part because
It sounds fun.
to keep time in that part, I don't even count. I just feel the music, and then whenever I'm playing, I think of the Drake lyrics. I go, "Too sexy for the shirt."
That's so
That's how I think.
random.
It came to my mind because I just need to simply fill that syllable gap, and that's what
That's
I came.
fair.
And I don't keep time, and Cameron's counting the whole time. He's like doing what he's supposed to, and I'm just like, "Too sexy for the shirt," and I don't know. It's just band class today. It was an experience.
I was saying to Cooper and Braden, I was like, I feel like whoever wrote that, since the music was, based after his kid, I feel like he hates his kid.
his
'Cause-
his kid was the problem child of the family.
Yeah, he was definitely the middle child, actually.
This is the terrible twos phase.
And then me and Braden were talking about, well, what if he has a piece that's like, just simple, bum, 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 named after his kid.
That means he doesn't even care about the kid because he just wrote them like a 3-minute song with like no.
I don't know about
consequences.
you, but did you think that music, like from the audio, sounded like it could have been a marching show?
It could have. It had the 3 phases that you would traditionally expect to see.
Right.
I just think it could have had higher highs and lower lows. There weren't many whole notes like a traditional band show here, but it had potential to be on the field. I was
I feel like
thinking
that
it could be a
could have been.
bleacher feature.
Oh, yes. But no, I'm not memorizing that.
It was funny because Cameron had to play all these high notes, and I was down like in the lower octave because he told me to play the lower ones. Luckily for me, so I was like sitting there on low E, and he was up on the high E, and I was just making fun of him all class.
Me and Cooper were struggling the whole entire time because we couldn't. The way the key was, it was just we couldn't understand the pitches.
Let me try and pull up the sheet music for viewers who watch, because it's like this song is ridiculous. I don't think I could play it because last time I tried to play a song on the show, I got copyright claimed on YouTube. So,
Wait, really?
yeah, it was. I got copyright claimed for playing the Pink Panther in major key. It's not like an issue. It's just like they get to put ads on my videos and keep any money that comes from watching the ads. I think that happened to one of my earlier videos as well. What was that guy's name? It was do you remember who
David.
made David Holsinger.
There we go, yeah.
All these are just images of like performers.
David Holsinger, and then it was what was the song again?
Haven Dance.
Haven Dance.
That's crazy. They have sheet music for free on the internet. Look.
Anything, you know.
It's I was telling my sister that if she ever just wants to read a book but she doesn't want to find it at the library or check it out or buy it or whatever I'm talking about, you could just go onto like Google and just search it. Give me a random book title. Give me a book title.
Captain Underpants.
Captain Underpants. Let's search that up. What do we see? We see the Wikipedia article. We see YouTube videos. One magic trick gets you the whole book for free. Captain Underpants I said PDF. And then you could just click on like the top link, and then you should just get a PDF of.
Wait, really?
Yeah, the entire book for free.
That's crazy.
I know, it's just like it's smart, bro. And I was telling her like you don't have to pay for books, bro. It's a scam. You can just
I know my freshman year, it was a thing to search any movie and then put Google Drive in front of it at the end of it, and then you would find whatever Google Drive link and it would just have the whole movie.
That is a bargain. If I were a movie producer, I would be like so mad. You put
like people were watching Star Wars. People were watching Star Wars in class. Yes. On the Chromebook, and I was just so confused.
I tried watching Up in class during the lockdown because like what else are you gonna do? One of my friends sent me a Google Drive link to Up, the movie, full movie, 720p, and I couldn't put on any audio because it was a lockdown and the teacher would tell me to get off Up. So I went to look at the subtitles, and the only option were like Indonesian subtitles. There was no English. I was reading Indonesian subtitles for the movie, but have you ever tried to watch a movie on mute and just like make up the dialogue?
Yes, I do that. I actually like doing that better, honestly.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah, because I don't know, it adds an extra layer of imagination.
It's more personal, and you get to you make it the struggle about whatever you feel like.
Also, I like to watch movies I already know I've seen or watch shows I've seen before, and I like to play it on mute.
You like to play them on mute just to try and see how much you remember?
Yeah, pretty much.
I've never really done that. I don't really watch many shows or movies. I tend to watch YouTube videos.
But I watch more YouTube videos than I do shows,
really?
Honestly. I'm way too busy to, like...
sit down for
ever watch. Yeah. Right.
I know what you're saying, dog. I know what you're saying. Do you have any plans for tonight?
Well, if we're looking at, this... I'm going to turn my camera on. I am currently doing math homework.
Let me help you out. I'll help you with one.
No. It's very easy.
Please, I want to see. I just want to try my hand.
I was...
Could be funny.
Was doing some, tedious work, and I was just like, see?
4x 4 minus 18. Are you trying to find what x could equal?
Mm-hmm. And then what I like to do with stuff like this is I like to do all the problems, and then I like to go back over it and then check for like extraneous answers.
Extraneous, isn't that like if it's a different one that could possibly work as well?
Yeah, if like it doesn't equal or so on and so on.
Bro, I know this isn't the right way to do things, but every time I'm taking a multiple choice test and you have to solve for x, I'm Calculator McGee. I am not writing down any numbers,
no, most definitely no.
Calculator.
That's what I loved about math, is sometimes I get multiple choices for x and I would just plug in x.
That's the best when you pick the first one.
Yeah.
Right, first try too.
Just got
But
lucky
then
and you just saved
I always
yourself
check the
time.
other ones. Check the other ones anyways, just because. What if it wasn't it? I don't know. I get nervous and I check all of them anyways.
Well, did you know there's something called a store button on calculators?
Store button. Oh, what's it do?
Yeah. Hold on. My calculator is dead because I don't have
Oh
batteries for it yet.
no.
But
9 volt.
I learned about this. Okay, so it's always gonna be off.
Sure.
So you have this, right?
Typical
And say you
classic.
want to type in something, right?
All right.
You would press store.
Stove.
So you press a number and then you press store. And what it does is it sets it to X. And
What?
then you would type in your equation and then you would just press equal and then it would plug in that number for X. And then what you could do is then you would press store again and you would change the number and then you would just copy paste the equation.
Ah.
And we got like 4 of them done in like 3 minutes. It was crazy. It's like absolutely bonkers. I didn't know.
No one
And
told me
apparently
this.
Miss Mullins was the one that taught it to people, which was crazy.
I feel like there's so many secret buttons on
Yeah,
calculators. I don't know what do.
I was astonished.
We got these
Beyond astonished.
fancy schmancy calculators for statistics. They're TI Inspires, and they're like full color displays, and they have like a trackpad in the middle. We're talking hundreds
Let me
of
see.
dollars worth of calculator. I'm trying to find what it looks like. It could be this one. It's something that looks just like this, and there are literally so many buttons on it, and it's like they have a whole keypad at the bottom for writing.
Oh my god,
and
that
all
looks
these
so
different-
nice.
They have there's a menu button that pulls up like 6 different options like for each thing, and then there's sub options and sub options. You can save it and add different pages. It's
That
kind of
looks
fun
so
using
nice.
it. It's like it's premium, and I got it for free. But I'm just trying to learn about calculator tricks because did you know that people can run video games on calculators?
Yes.
Dude.
I know you can play cards on calculator. You can play solitaire.
Have you seen Doom on calculator?
No.
Some lunatics have found a way to put like Doom on TI 84s and 83s, and you know the video game Doom came out in like the 90s. Look at these.
Oh, you're lagging a little bit.
Oh, am I lagging? I'm sorry. Let me.
No, I just had to let myself check up. Ooh.
I just closed the stream so I could potentially alleviate the issue. But like, look, this is ridiculous. They got Doom on a calculator. I always fantasized about coming to class, just playing on a video game.
Oh my god.
In front of the teacher. What would they even say?
I don't know what as a teacher, if I see a kid playing like Minecraft or Fortnite, on a freaking calculator, I would be so amazed that I would probably let him do it.
I would ask them to show me how they did it. So I could do it.
We had a big brain dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
This was in my freshman math class.
Right.
It was advanced geometry, and what we had was the gist of the class was to write proofs, and you know what those are, and the whole point of what the teacher was getting at was that you can have a wrong answer as long as you have your proofs to back it up,
Oh, really?
So, he imposed the idea. Oh well, you're never wrong if you can prove it. So he told us for a test, he told us to write a little study card, a little cheat sheet, and it was you only wrote on one side. It didn't matter how tiny. You wrote as much information as you can on possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of my friends, being big brain, he wrote it. He took a piece of paper slim like this. He wrote it on both sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he folded it in a way where it made
a Mobius strip.
Yes, he made a Mobius strip out of it. And when I tell you, our teacher was so astonished, he just let him have it. He let him have it at that point. I was so amazed. I was like, that's such a big brain move.
Was that the same guy who told everyone to write down random nonsense as long as they can back it up?
Yep. Mr. Poff.
What on earth?
Yeah, I love him. He was nice. He was the only uh no. Yeah, he's the only dude teacher I had as in like math.
Oh, really? You haven't had
Hmm.
Mr. Scott?
Nope.
He
Oh
was
wait.
super
Oh wait, I
nice.
did actually. Never mind, I did.
He was very nice to me. I had him. It must have been freshman year, and I sat like the far end of the class between some disruptive individuals. But when everything hit the fan, we would all work together. Just this trio of goobers trying to solve math that they didn't pay attention to. So three brains combined into one assignment. We got our work done pretty quick. And one day we were doing our homework, and I come to class and I'm like, "Hey, Mr. Scott, I'm just one man. I can't figure out what this means." I tried though. I showed him all my effort. Look, numbers on paper. Gave me full credit, Mr. Scott. If you're somehow watching this, thank you for that. If you were the reason that I like math a little bit more than I would otherwise.
I've always liked math, honestly.
I know. I remember you liking math even in middle school, and I was like,
Yeah.
what's the allure?"
Oh, speaking of middle school, so I went to my sister's open house the other night,
Mhm.
right? And I saw my old English teacher, Miss Ferguson.
I had Miss Ferguson. I
She
think.
loves me. She loves me like 100%. She saw me and she was teaching a math class
Yeah.
because she's now a math teacher.
Oh, really?
And she put the equation up there, and I was like, "It's two, blah blah blah." And she didn't know I was in there until like I said something, and she was like, "Oh my god, Carla!" So she continues with her lesson. She gives me like a small hug through the lesson, and then she writes out another equation. She's like, "Colin's going to teach you this
Uh
equation now."
oh. Not good.
Meanwhile, I've just come back from practice, so I am sweaty. I am wearing the worst outfit. I'm wearing like
A
a
wife
wife
beater.
beater or a tank top and like some sweats that have like barbecue sauce stains on them. Like I looked like a mess.
In front of
I
a
didn't have
class
my
of
shoes on. I didn't even have my shoes on.
middle school kids.
So I go up and I give them the equation and I teach it to them and I explain the laws with like algebraic laws and stuff like that. And she was like, "Very good, thank you." And I sit back down and like the parents start clapping or whatnot. And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh, I should have never showed up." Yeah, I gave a mini lesson to a whole bunch of eighth graders and their parents.
Did you talk to the teacher much afterwards about it, or did she just acknowledge it, or ignore it? Is
Oh
what I mean.
no, me and her talked. We caught up. Because she was saying like she's asking her how it was. It's open. Spoons.
We're gonna have. Oh, this is the part where Colin doesn't know what I'm saying because I'm muted. I could say anything in the world right now. He's talking about spoons. Look at him. Talking about spoons. I hope he's doing well. Y'all like jazz music though? I wonder if you've noticed this jazz music. I think it's pretty sweet. It's the same. Oh, sorry, Colin. I was talking to the fans. Hold up. Let me turn you up. What were we saying?
My fault. I
No,
didn't.
I turned you down and I just muted myself and I just spoke to the fans directly.
But yeah, it was my sister. She was coming in. She was asking if I wanted to play spoons with them,
Ah,
and then and I was like, well, I told them I did want to play, but like I have to get some stuff done.
don't let
Don't
me hold you up.
No. I have homework
No,
to get some
skip
stuff done.
homework. Take a day to yourself. Play spoons with your family, Colin. Come on, you're
I
only gonna.
can't. I can't
You're
because
gonna
I
be
already
this
have this.
young once.
It's okay because usually like Sunday nights is when we actually like socialize.
Really?
Yeah, it's not like a set plan. It's just like we all socialize Sunday because everyone is like getting ready for the week. And my sister's boyfriend doesn't have work, and my sister doesn't work that day.
Mm.
I usually have work that morning, not that night. So
Right.
I'm already home.
Schedules all just line up that day.
Yeah, and we usually either just talk, chat, watch movies or something like that.
Or you could have it a little early this week. and have 2 days, and you could play spoons with the family. Skip homework for one day. Dude,
No,
spoons.
I
Come
can't
on.
let my I can't let my studies slip. I can't. I can't. I
That's
can't.
fair. That's fair. I shouldn't have talked you into slacking, I guess.
No, I'm
I'll
just
try
trying to
though,
keep on top of it so I don't slack.
because once you fall behind this one assignment, snowballs. It
Yeah, it's so
cascades.
hard to keep up. It's so hard to keep up.
The struggle. Are you
Yeah,
which academy are you in again?
I am in the MES Academy.
MES Academy. I thought for
Mhm.
some reason you were an IB, but I guess
No,
wrong.
I take one IB class, or technically it's not an IB class, but it's in the IB Academy.
Right. Which is
Pre-calculus.
pre. I should have known. We were talking about it. I'm sorry, Colin.
No, you're
I
good. You're
don't know
good. You're
what
good. You're good.
classes are. I don't know what academies.
Miss Mullins is my teacher.
So I don't think I've ever met her. There's so many people I haven't met. That's crazy to think about.
I talk to a lot of people at Creek. I talk to a lot of teachers, so like I pretty much know almost a lot of people.
Really, that's smart
Yep.
of you to get good relationships with them. And that way, I was thinking about it today. That maybe kind of selfish of me, but I need to start talking to my teachers more, so they'll be less annoyed when I ask them to write me a recommendation letter for colleges. Because if I'm like never spoken to the teacher before, I'm like, hey, can you like speak good about me, please? It'd be better if they knew me personally. I was thinking. So I'd try
If
to
you
talk to
ask
them more.
Cunningham, I feel like if you ask Cunningham, he would write you.
I was thinking I would ask him. I'm trying to think of another teacher I'd ask. I could probably ask any Miss Hastings. I would ask.
Of course, Miss Hastings. So guys, so
Nah, don't worry about it. Anyways, on the topic of spoons, have you ever played what's it called? Never mind. Let's talk about Miss Hastings again. Uh, I'm lying. Anyway, I don't have any way to end that sentence. I was gonna ask if you ever played Forks before, but I don't think that's a game.
I think that's like spoons, but like with forks.
Is Forks a game? Let me look that up. Fun, quick, competitive card game. That's chess. I looked up Forks, and it's played on a chessboard apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I'll show you. But then again, I am using Bing, so
Ew.
take that back. What's the hate with Bing? I know I hate on Bing, but other people just see Bing and
Your
you're
ha- Bing is only good for images. Like Bing has really good images. Like really,
true.
they really do. But other than that, I'm done. I can't.
But Bing is what on earth? I'm not gonna talk about what I just saw.
What did you just see?
If you want to know, just look up "Is Forks a Game" on Bing Images, and you'll know what I saw. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
Lord.
show it again. But nah, as you can see in the image that I sent you, Forks is played on a chessboard. I've been playing chess more lately. Do you play chess?
I don't play chess actually.
I used to think it was lame. What are your thoughts on chess right now?
I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. I feel like a lot of things are just, they may seem lame, but like if you're actually, involved in it, they're actually really cool. And I just think chess is one of those things where it just takes higher order thinking that I just don't have.
No, I'm not that good at it. I still
Like
enjoy it.
there's some like people with high IQs playing chess. Like for example, my friend Keaton, Mr. Spada, right?
I heard of him.
You know how he runs a chess club, right?
Sure.
Well, Mr. Spada runs a chess club, and
Right.
Keaton was at the chess club, and Keaton was so good that he beat Mr. Spada in chess. He
Poe
beat
and
the
Master
master at
Shifu.
chess, and then never showed up to practice again.
No, he just slacked off.
No, he beat him, and he was like, "I have no use to join the club now since I already know everything."
That's all. You can't know everything about chess. Even the
He's just-
grandmaster.
He has
should
such
pick-
a high IQ. It's like crazy because he'd be thinking moves ahead, like 3, 4, 5 moves ahead.
He should pick up spoons instead. It's the everyman's game. Everyone can enjoy a good game of spoons.
I did play Rummy before.
Rummy. I've heard of that. What is that again? Sorry.
It's a card game.
Rummy. Have you played Scum?
No.
Scum is either the best game in the world or the worst game in the world, and it all depends on what hand you're dealt.
How do you play it?
Essentially, you have like five, six, seven, depends on how many people are playing, positions that you can fill,
Mm-hmm.
and they go from like king or queen or whatever to the scummiest or like scum. And like your goal as scum is to work your way up the ranks between like peasant and whatever up to kingship to get better cards to do something. I'm not good at explaining card games. I gotta keep it real. I was struggling for that past sentence. All you gotta know is that the scum gives the king their two highest cards, and the king gives the scum their two lowest cards. So it just establishes a hierarchy that you cannot beat unless you get a really good hand by luck. And it's kind of like a luck game, but it's also kind of a skill game. We gotta play it sometime near the end of the year. We could bring school, get a whole group of people.
Yeah, we could.
I'll have to read up on the rules though, because I forgot what they are. And
That
Rummy.
sounds fun. Rummy is a really frustrating game, if I'm being honest,
Describe it.
because it's it's hard to explain because 20% of it is luck,
Mm.
but 100% of it is skill.
Really?
Like Rummy is a strategy game, and it expands past the game itself. It's more like
A mind game.
it's a mind game, but on top of that,
I
it's
love
the game.
mind games.
The game you can play it and you can win either way, right? Whether you have a bad hand or a good hand, you can win.
Mm.
But your hand will determine how hard you have to work to win.
Sure.
So like the better the hand, the easier, it takes to strategize or whatnot. But like my mom, she is crazy at it. The
She's a
point
good
is
Rummy.
to get, yeah, she is. The point of it is to get all of your hand, all of your cards out of your hand, and you have point system. You hold like full houses, or you hold suits, or whatnot, and you can either put it in order from like highest to lowest or lowest to highest. But the catch is you can bounce your cards off of someone else's card. Okay,
Wait.
for example, you have an order, 10, 9, 8, 7. Someone could pick that order up and go 6, 5, 4, 3, and so on and so on. But the trick is that my mom will intentionally trap people by putting down the hand and then making them go in that order and then pulling something else out that would complete the order for them in a different way.
Uh-oh.
So she would trap you into baiting you, and the thing is, once you put it down, you can't take it back up.
Your mom
So
sounds manipulative.
she is very good at rummy. Okay, she's very good. My dad is second best at rummy. My dad only beat my mom like a couple of times, like 2 or 3 times, and they play rummy like quite often.
Yeah, he stopped showing up to practice after that.
He's crazy, and they like to play rummy when they have a whole bunch of adults and they're drinking and stuff like that.
Drink the Rummy.
But like they don't get drunk. They just like be buzzed and drink and stuff like that,
None of
and
my
then play
business.
rummy. It really isn't. It's none of my business, honestly. But I look over at them and they have a blast.
It must be hard to have like friends when you're old. Because if you're like 30 or 40 or 50, it's hard to like have everyone's schedules aligned and have kids watched after and everyone be in the right mood. I'm happy that your parents have this group of people to play rummy with, and I would like in.
Well, my parents.
I'm kidding.
They-
Don't worry.
Well, they would let you. They would let you play. They obviously wouldn't let you drink, but they would let you play with them.
I would embarrass myself because I don't know the first thing about rummy.
My mom loves to teach people how to play rummy.
Really?
But like most of my stepdad,
Mhm.
he had a childhood friend who is quote unquote his brother now, who has been his brother. Um, that's who we play rummy with,
Yeah.
and they're essentially family, but they're friends, but we treat them as family.
Right.
So we have that, and then my mom has her best friend since high school. Her
Uh,
one best friend since high school.
the what?
And that's the only one that she clings on to. Everyone else is like, yeah, I'll reach out to you on Facebook, but like My mom actively makes an effort to keep in contact with that one friend.
That's good. That's good of her. And they're all invited to the weekly rummy or monthly rummy or.
It's more like monthly, situational. They play more rummy during like, holidays, birthdays.
Ah, so it's like a big occasion type of game you pull out for
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
Here shortly, they're about to start playing rummy a lot more. You got Thanksgiving coming up,
Mm.
Halloween coming up.
It's rummy season.
Yeah, it is rummy season, honestly, because once Christmas come up,
Rummy
it's
season.
over. It's over when Christmas comes.
Ah, then it's a drought until like what St. Patrick's Day rummy is that even a thing?
Yeah, they have. I look. My parents love to party. They love to have fun. They love to have people over. So anytime they find a reason, shoot. Sometimes they might be like, "I just got paid. It's a Friday. Let's play rummy."
Squad come over.
Right. Like they'll just sometimes. I'll come home sometimes, and they just have a whole, you know, 4-course meal on the table.
Ooh.
Partying with people, and I'm just like, wow,
Just
y'all
right
really
right
out
into the
here.
action.
Yeah.
That sounds
Like
like fun, man.
they just set it up. They're just like chilling.
Didn't even notify you. It says a surprise birthday party or just a surprise party, no birthday.
It happens so often that I don't even notice it anymore
Really?
sometimes. Yeah.
My parents don't invite many people over much, but when they do, they stay for a while and they're family friends. But I don't really talk that much to them directly. It's more so just they enjoy their company. They're busy people, so they don't really talk to many people. So it's like I don't really have big house events like that all the time. So I'm jealous.
Silver lining, honestly, because, it gets annoying, when you want to come home and decompress, and then you have
Mm-hmm.
a loud group of adults, being loud.
Playing
No.
games.
Yeah, like sometimes you just want to come home and you want to be quiet.
Be calm. Be peaceful.
Yeah, be tranquil. But yeah, that doesn't happen sometimes.
Oh.
It's
Well.
okay. I love everything that goes on in my house. No matter how many times I complain about it, I love it.
It's a relief to hear, bro. It's a relief. I'm glad things are going well for you, dog. As well as they could be. Your camera, not to bother you, it's not functioning. It's like all spinning out.
Mine?
Yeah, could you try turning it off and on again? Maybe it would remedy the issue. There we go. Crystal clear. I didn't,
How long has it been like that?
oh, maybe only like a minute or so, maybe less.
Okay.
I just didn't want, I thought it would resolve itself, but I was like, no, because the fans are just missing out on seeing your biceps. So I was like, we can't have
No,
this
I
up.
don't have. No.
Hold on, whoa. Screenshotted and saved.
You screenshotted it?
Boom. I sent it to you.
No, that's not a bicep. That's just my arm.
I'm being silly, Colin. I know it's wrong. I was just having a little fun with you. But no, you are very strong. It's impressive.
Well, I don't know. I've been trying to get into calisthenics lately.
Calisthenics, isn't that like weightlifting?
It's like weightlifting, except for you're using nothing but your body weight.
Right. By the way, I forgot.
You can have like machine calisthenics or whatnot, where you use machines that are utilizing your body weight, but it's not true calisthenics, unless you're like using nothing but your own body weight.
like
It's like
planks,
push-ups,
push-ups,
sit-ups, planks, yep. Lever holds, all of
mountain
those.
climbers.
Yes. Pike push-ups, all of those
You can
are
get
a
into
form
those.
of calisthenics.
Push-ups hurt my
I would-
wrist.
Well, you're probably doing them wrong then.
You need to show me how, cause I hurt my shoulder lifting weights and it's still crackling. You remember feeling my shoulder? Listen to the mic.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Ew,
anyone can hear that.
I heard it. I heard the crack.
Over the internet, you heard the crack. That's
You-
disgusting. But no, I didn't have proper form because I didn't really know how to lift weights. I just kind of picked them up and started doing this.
It took a learning curve for me when I went to the gym. When I went to the gym for the summer, the first 3 days of me going was pretty much what I called a full day, where like I just fooled around with the equipment, pretty much learned how to work the equipment.
Full day.
I just-
I'm gonna start
I
having
just-
those.
I just did that, and I just pretty much like got comfortable being at the gym, and then that's when I actually started writing my schedules out, writing how many calories I ate that day.
Mm. You serious?
down to the T. Yes, I gained the whole summer. I was at 127, and by the end of summer, I was 163.
You bulked up. Ugh. You're better than I am. I don't
I gained
regulate
a
as
lot
much
of
as I
weight,
should. All muscle, all muscle. That's good to hear, though.
uh, I just very self conscious about my arms, you know. So I've been
Ah,
trying to build them so I feel better about them.
whatever reason you work out, it doesn't really matter the reason. Well, it's the opposite. It doesn't matter how you look, it's the reason for why you work out. That's sorry that you feel that way, but I've always thought you've had a nice looking body. So
Oh, thank you.
I have a girlfriend and everything, but
But you're no different. You're no different when you have that wife beater on. Sometimes, man, I'd just be looking at your arms.
my arms, the ones that broke my shoulder.
Your whole wife beater got me a little hot looking, like got me steaming in my shirt.
Could just have been the weather, maybe.
No, but for real, I do enjoy physical fitness. It puts my energy, all the negative energy I have, towards physical fitness. That's what I usually do.
Releases a lot of steam and a lot of thoughts in your head. You get the dopamine flowing.
But
It's a good
band
thing to
practice
like.
happening. I can't go
Why not?
because band practice.
Go to the gym.
Yeah, I can't
I was
go.
confused.
No,
Man.
you're okay.
No, don't worry about it. That's a tough situation to be in. Once band's over, maybe you'll be back on the grind. It's just grind time is what I call it. Grind time. Time to grind. Grind time.
I call it locking in. Get locked in.
Locking in. We all have our own terminology for these types of things.
Get locked in. Get
Locked in. Grind time is. I don't know. Maybe I thought about having a watch, and every time I check the time, I check the wrong wrist just for funnies. And I do the same
Why?
joke. If someone asks me the time, I always just look at my blank wrist, and I'm like, I don't know. And I thought about just wearing a watch and then checking my other wrist.
No,
I don't know. It's just a silly thought.
See, this is why you're an icon.
This is why you're an icon. More so like a silly, goofy head is what I would describe myself as. Not to toot my own horn or anything.
When people think of your name, or when people say your name, or mention you, and people know you, they're just like, "Oh, I love Ben. Ben's so nice. Ben's sweet."
It's weird to think that people talk about me when I'm not there.
Yeah.
I've never thought about that.
We do talk about you, but I don't think I've ever been around a conversation. I don't think I've ever been around a conversation where someone's hated on you, ever. I think every single conversation someone's had about you, I've overheard about you, was just, "Oh, Ben's a nice guy. I love Ben."
I don't even know what to say to that. Because there's the part of my brain that believes you, and there's the part of my brain that's just untrusting, and it's like everyone's haters, and he's the hater. But I know that's false.
No, I am far from
I know you're not the hater. I was just saying, I was thinking, why would he tell me if there are haters? It's that thought of my brain that I can't control.
What gets me though is when people that I'm friends with, they tell me, because I know the difference between overhearing people talking about you and then people having friends that talk to them about me, and then they come to me and I'm just like, well, they obviously feel comfortable enough to talk crap about you. Crap about me to you, so why do they trust you? It makes me suspicious of them.
Rightfully so. I didn't even know you had haters.
Oh, I have haters. I have plenty of haters, bro. A lot of people don't like me, and I'm fine with that.
You're just controversial, I guess.
Because at the end of the day, your opinion on me has no effect.
That's not mental
what
clarity.
I actually do. If you hate how I dress that day, I'm still gonna dress the next day. I'm gonna dress the next day after that. I'm not gonna just walk into school naked because you hate how I dress. I could. For you.
No, that kind of mental clarity takes years to achieve for some people. So it's good that you've reached that point in your life.
I've been through
I think I've
been through quite a bit to get that mental clarity.
But We all have our ups and downs. It's a roller coaster, bro. But there'll be an up. There'll be an up. I believe there's an end to struggle.
All right. Well, Ben, my phone is at 3%.
Don't let me hold you back. Charge
And
that thing.
I decided to stay an extra 30 minutes too, because it's an hour and 2 minutes in.
Really?
Yeah. I chose out of the kindness of my heart to stay an extra 30 minutes for you.
Colin, you're so sweet to me. I would never be a hater towards you. And if
Thank you,
everyone
thank you
speaks
so
badly,
much.
which they don't, about you, well, not that I've heard, I would tell them they're wrong, and I would explain why. But I won't take any more of your time. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for
That was
having me.
lovely. We had a good time that night.
All right. Good night. See you guys.
See y'all fans. Goodbye. I'll see y'all later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.